All right, well, you saw some stuff cutting on the table there, and just a heads up for anybody that's seeing the other video, the table is now sold. Got a confirmation on from a viewer, and you know, it's pretty fun actually having this for sale, because it gave me a chance to hear from some people that I don't think I've ever gotten a comment from before. At least 3 or 4 people that I heard from that said, hey, you know, I've been watching your videos a long time, and you know, you could tell by their knowledge they had been doing that, and so had a couple different people that were a little wishy-washy, thought they might want it, and then, you know, and I tried to be fair and give people enough time and took them in the order that they came in, and so anyway, I've got a not a down payment, but a deposit, and so in a commitment. So I think we're all locked in and ready to go. Someone, I'm not going to mention their name because they may not want me to, but they're going to drive from North Carolina to get the table when we get the new one set up. One of the suggestions that has been made to me, many by E Formats was the first one that did it, and I think maybe EcoMouse and some others had mentioned it as well. But you guys have seen me use the gantry crane and kind of wheel this thing around and unload plates on the table, and my gantry crane, the wheels on it don't operate the best in the world. And then navigating by this air conditioning thing, which at some point I want to redo that and make it where all this doesn't hang down so low. But you see that piping there and stuff, you know, that just gets in the way. So really this table has needed to go over there, and it just wasn't thought out that well, you know. So what I am going to end up doing is the table saw and the planer joiner are going to get moved over here in this area, and then the that little milling machine, I'm probably going to move it down to right here, and then leave the bandsaw where it is, because it's just, you know, it's really difficult to move that thing. I've got those dollies, but I had a heck of a time. It didn't fit those dollies very well. I made the dollies for the lathe and the bigger mill back there, and it worked well on those, but it didn't work well on that. So I'm going to leave it where it is, and I think we got plenty of room, and I may move that thing over here as well. The only problem is I don't have 220 power on this side of the building, which I can pull some over there, I guess. And by moving the table over here, I'm going to have to drop down a number 8 3-phase for the plasma cutter, and then we have plenty of 110 and other stuff for the computer and things to plug in. And I need to get air. I've got this air hose here, and it makes a 90-degree in that corner there, so I can just tee in right there and bring down and drop air down, and we'll be good to go. And the nice thing about it is, for now, you know, I'll have a really just straight shot, back the truck in, or this, you know, trailer, whatever I'm using. But the heavy plates is really the issue, because the sheet metal stuff, I can do it by hand. I don't even move the it's pretty easy to handle with a full sheet of it by hand. So anyway, I can back the truck in, use the gantry crane, and then just slide the gantry crane straight over the table and go straight down, and not have to make that stupid turn. And eventually do an overhead crane and get rid of the gantry crane, just sell it, or you know, I don't know, take it apart and store it, and do an overhead crane that you know, would just be permanent and in place all the time. So anyway, I was pointing this earlier, and you guys saw that cutting at the beginning. That are a couple more of those fire pits that the guy wanted, and a couple little pieces here that I'm working on. These are kind of cool, just last names, and I'm not doing any crazy paint jobs on them, just some rattle can stuff. So some deer antlers, apparently those are popular now. And anyway, so that's about it, guys. I don't really have a lot to share, just working on some projects. You might have saw the video on the other channel that I just put up, just mainly to kind of give the trolls a hard time. And I know I have a few trolls that actually watch this channel as well, but I mean, it's real stuff I'm working on. And this is that project that I was telling you guys about, that I'm under a non-disclosure. So I wish I could show it. I think it's going to be a really fun project, and I think I can show like bits and pieces of it. So it's going to be some 304 stainless. It's going to have some really nice fit ups, and should be able to produce some really nice TIG welds on it. So that'll be fun. And I've ordered a couple of small things in to make a welding, a rotary welding positioner. And I bought a rotary table that goes on a milling machine. I don't know if you guys, 6061.com, had a video up at one point showing it on his channel, and I went back to look at it, and he's taking it down. So I'm not sure why he did that. But anyway, I'm just going to kind of copy what he did. And you know, and I think that's gonna work well. I've got some, I'll show you this real quick. I ordered in, let's see, what did I do with it may be still in the back of the truck. I'm gonna show you just a little bit of this. And sorry, I'm just kind of wandering around, and sorry those cabinets are open. Things are a little bit messy in here. I had some artwork pieces that I shipped out a couple days ago. So anyway, so on the stainless, I ordered in some really nice fittings. So like, for example, well, you can see that through the bag. That's a stainless elbow. And I'll show you this. I'm going to show you part of what I am remaking and sort of re-engineered, redesigned. EcoMouse Design helped me on some of the CAD work and just some thoughts on the design itself. But just to show you, you know, I ordered this 90-degree fitting, and this is the current version of it. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm going to show you a little bit of it. So you see that, and it's got the slip fit, and should be able to TIG around and make some really nice fittings there. But look at what they're using now. And this is stainless as well, but you know, look at that. How about that for a sweet little 90-degree fitting there? So anyway, not giving them a hard time. It's a company that's very profitable, and they've got, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 of those burners in production, and they work. You know, they're hacked together, and they leak and have to get repaired and all that all the time, but they work. And then it looked like that they had threaded the end of that tubing, and so the other thing that I bought to use in place of it are some of these, and these are really nice as well. And you see the bevel. I don't know if you can see that or not, but these are beveled in, and those go inside the tube and get welded up around it. So rather than kind of, you know, than trying to thread, you know, thread on that, which, you know, if I had the lathes, if this lathe did threading, you know, I could do it, but it doesn't. It's only got, you know, you can see the lead screw bar is, it wasn't even, never came on this one, so it should have another lead screw there, and this is just the feed for the auto feeds. So anyway, you could thread by hand with a die or whatever, but you know, trying to do a 1-inch NPT on stainless, yeah, I don't think so. That's not for me. But some really high quality fittings, and those should you know, work well and not leak. So I'm looking forward to doing some of this stuff, but I want to be able to weld these. I mean, I could weld them without a rotary, you know, but it just, I don't know, you can make a lot nicer weld and make it round, a round weld. If you just try to do it by hand without a positioner, for me, you end up seeing little straight segments in it, and it holds fine. But I'd made this other little positioner, and you know, and this is something I welded with it. And even though there's some gaps in it here and there, I didn't have the speed adjusted right. You know, it just gives you a really nice consistent weld, and I don't want to have to worry about leaks or anything. So anyway, guys, I know I'm rambling, just kind of walking around showing you different things. So these are some mock-up pieces I'm doing, and I'm going to weld these up and also put the holes in the right places on the mill over there, and then go tomorrow and show them the mock-up of what I've got and what the plan is compared to the blueprints that we came up with. And just one last time, make sure that our dimensions are correct and that it's in line with what they're thinking, and then get ready to get it built and deliver it. So All right, guys, just wanted to let you know, give you an update in general, let you know that the table has been sold. The table is running great. There's no problems with it. As you can see, I cut all this stuff out today. Almost about a half a sheet's worth. And so I'm looking forward to getting the new table in, and also looking forward to the new owner picking this one up. We're going to get him, go through everything with him and make sure he's comfortable with it, and go from there. I got to talk to him about how we're going to load it and what he's got, if he's bringing a trailer, or I'm guessing he's bringing some kind of a flatbed trailer for us to get this loaded on. We'll probably put the casters back on it that are up there, and then hopefully he's got a winch on his trailer. We should just be able to winch it right up on there and go from there. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go, and we will see you on the next one.